you to kind of start by sharing like a brief version of your story. I know most people like know your story, like a lot of it, but just kind of share like why you got started and kind of just how crazy this year has been.
Yeah. So I got started because I was 18, super broke, had about 25 cents in my bank account when I joined this business. And thank God my dad gave me $99 to start because there was no other way. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to afford college. I wasn't going to be able to ask my parents because that wasn't an option either. And I knew that it was either pull out 17,557 billion loans to be able to pay for school and have to spend the rest of my life in debt, or do this business, hope to God that it works out and be able to pay for it like I did and not have to take out any loans. That was my plan A or plan B, and I didn't want plan B. So I just, I got started and I was just like, I'm very, very red. And there was a $500 bonus for going Ruby. And I was like, okay, like what's Ruby? Because when I got started, I thought it was going to take me 2 years to go Ruby. I was like, oh my God, like I can't wait to be like 20, make an extra $500 a month when I'm a nurse. Like that'll pay for like my gas. This is exciting. And Courtney was like, oh no, like just wait. I waited and promoted and went Ruby. And Courtney was just like, you just need 5 friends. So that's the way that I train my distributors. You just need 5 friends. So easy. No big deal. And I just got started. I earned that bonus, and it was like earning that bonus just like lit a fire. And I went diamond in 5 months, which most of y'all know I promoted 3 days after I graduated high school. And that truly was just like, yes, this is it. This is the freaking money mine. I am here. We have made it. I'm going to be rich, the richest woman in the earth. Like, I just felt like so on top of the world. I was like, I'm coming for you, Bill Gates. Just wait. Like, I felt rich. I was like, I'm so rich. I'm 18. I'm so rich. I have $2,000 in my bank account right now. So I was just like got to school, wrote a check for my textbooks and didn't have to think twice. You know, was able to pay for all of my room and board, which I've stayed in an honors college. It was brand new. It was like $17,000 $1 billion a semester. It was stupid. I don't even know why I thought that was a good idea. And I changed my major at semester to marketing because I was like soul searching. I was like, oh my God, like what am I going to do? I don't want to do nursing anymore. I want to help people by like wrapping them and wrapping the world. So I don't want to be a nurse anymore. And so I changed my major. And then that summer I went triple diamond after losing rank for like 7 months maintaining executive. So this time last year, I wasn't rich anymore. I wasn't chasing Bill Gates. I was making $400. And I was like, oh, wait, yikes. And so I messaged Jade Hooper, which is one of my uplines, which I know you all know who she is. And I was like, hey, yo, like this paycheck isn't working anymore. I'm going to need you to tell me like what I need to do because I can't do this anymore. And she's like, well, first of all, you suck at leading right now. And she was just open. She's like, you need to get your double diamond chart out because I sat there staring at my diamond chart for so long. I'm kind of like Kelsey and I go on tangents and you're going to have to shut me up. So I went diamond and I stared at diamond for so long trying to get it back. I was like, you know, this is how I got here. So this is how I'm going to get it back. Right. So I kept getting my diamond chart out and erasing people and filling in a new box. And if they quit, I'd erase them and fill in a new box. And I was just literally like a hamster on a wheel, not going anywhere that they thought they were going somewhere, but joke's on them. They're just going in a circle. That's what I was doing. And I was just like sitting here, you know, wondering what the heck I was doing wrong. I was like, why are there 2 people getting on my team Zooms? Like, why? I'm leading, I'm putting it out there. Why are they not taking it? Like, why are they not working with me? Why am I making $200? Like all this stuff. Because I sucked at that point in my business. I wasn't working, but I was expecting all my team to work. I was expecting them to do all this stuff and them to mass enroll and sitting here like refreshing my downline orders, hoping to God that someone would enroll something so that I could maintain diamond, but yet there were no orders from me. And I was just sitting there, you know, making those paychecks. And so January came around. I put my account in the negative to go to conference. Couldn't even get, if I needed food on the way home, good luck. I was going to have to like put my thumb up and make a sign because I had no money in my bank account. And I was like, okay, you know, Dad, if you can send me some money, that'd be great because I'm probably going to get hungry on the way home. And so I got to conference and I was like, hey, Jade, like, I just need to know what to do. And she said, get your freaking double diamond chart out. Got my double diamond chart out, maintained diamond that month right after conference because I literally had the fire the size of Jupiter because conference lit a fire under my rear so large. If you're not doing conference, I'm sorry, but you're not going. Your only option is to be like stalking the page, the corporate page, stalking Kelsey's page, like in the team page on it so that you can try to stay as close to the fire as you can get. Because I left that, my hair, like Pam says all the time, my hair was on fire. I was so excited. And I don't even know what I was excited about, because I was like, what the heck is the boom? I don't even know. Like, I don't even know, because it was like it was the first, time that I was actually in the business. And so I got Diamondback. The next month was March, and I went double diamond by the grace of God. And it was literally just because I got my double diamond chart out. I started dreaming bigger. If you go diamond, or say you go ruby and you're trying to maintain ruby, your mind right now, with you having that ruby chart over, is capped at ruby. You're not dreaming any bigger. You've already reached ruby. So obviously your mind has met that. You've been there. So why are you still trying to get back to there? You need to be like going to the next goal and dreaming bigger. And that's exactly what I did. I was excited, and I asked my team the other day, I was like, what kind of switch? Like, what was it that I was doing that made me like really crappy leader to like mediocre? And they were like, you were just excited. Like, you were so excited, and we didn't even know what you were excited about. So we just wanted to find out what you were excited about. And I was like, to be honest, now looking back, I don't even know what I was excited about, but we made it. So I was just so excited, and I had that chart out, and I was ready to go. And so 4 months after I went double, I went triple. And I remember the first time I was like, okay, Jade told me to get my chart out. So I got the triple chart out, and I looked at that, and I was like, hell no. Like, unicorns do that, not Sheyenne Knox. I will be the happiest double diamond for the rest of my life. These paychecks are pretty grand. I can live a lavish life with this, and there is no way in hell I'm ever going triple diamond. Good luck. Like, go team. I hope one of y'all does. And on the 19th of July, I was charted. And the very first of that month, I decided I was going triple diamond. I was 25,000 BV away from triple diamond. And I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. And I texted Courtney. I still have the screenshot of the text that I sent Courtney on July 1st and October 1st when I went triple and presidential. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go triple. And she was like, okay. She probably was like, Brandon, this chick's crazy. It's probably what she did, because I was like, I'm going to do it. Charted on the 19th, hustled. Then God put the idea of $20 business builder kits in Mark's mind. He announced $20 kits. I filled my chart faster than fire and got those girls. Like, what shift for me in that month was I stopped looking at people like 400 boxes. And it wasn't until I was looking at that promotion and realizing that's how I'd been running my business for so long, was like, okay, this girl just joined. I filled her in a box. Now I just need her to get to 400. I wasn't believing in these people. I wasn't instilling belief in them that they could get any farther than 400, because that's what I needed them to be. Saw them at 400 and was like, okay, great. 13 more BV to go. 90 more BV to go. You're great. And then as soon as they would get there, I'd be like, okay, bye. You did it. And I never realized that in the moment. And now looking back, I'm like, you're such a bad person. Oh my God. I didn't even know that that's what I was doing, because it was for me. And then once I realized, these girls are joining for $20, I started using the video that Sydney Stapleton made. And it's Ruby in 30 days, Ruby in 1 month. And it's amazing because it breaks down auto ship and it breaks down how to go Ruby. So in the process of me believing in these girls to go Ruby, they were going 400 on their own, because it was their Groupon got to 400 so fast because they're trying to get 5 friends to join them and then get to 400. So triple was the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life. I don't think I slept. I didn't eat. I stunk pretty badly. And I didn't stop. I didn't get out of bed for a whole month. But watching, I have a picture that I took of myself right after I promoted to triple, and I'm like bawling. My hair's a whack mess. I probably have food in it. Like, it's a disaster, but we did it. And I didn't chart until the 19th, and I just literally believed in it so much to do that. And so then it was the same thing. I woke up, August 1st and was like, there's no way in hell I'm ever going presidential. Like, this chart, I can't even look at a chart. I have to tape them together. There's no way I can do this. What? And it's just crazy to think that last January I was making $400, and my enrollments from the 1st to the 11th were 23. Distributors and customers included, 23. And probably 90% of them
as a team.
Yeah. As a team.
Not you. Yeah. But as a team.
The whole family, everybody. And then this January, from the 1st to the 11th, it was 400 enrollments. And just to think that I could literally not only multiply my paychecks by 75 times, I can also, do that with my team and do that with enrollments. And it's just so crazy to think that it's not just a year ago. My whole life changed 3 months into the year. So, just imagine yourself in March making $5,000 a month. That's in 2 months, you guys. But I don't know, maybe you were in the same spot as me. Maybe you're an Emerald or Ruby and you're maintaining executive, or maybe you've never promoted. You have no idea. You have no idea what you're That's fine, right? No, it's not fine. Like, get your charts out, get a goal, freaking do it. Decide you're going to do it, even if you're not charted until the 19th of the month, because that's what I did. I guess it's just how I roll, just winging it. So that was like a little rant, but
No, I love it. I love it. It's so good. I think like I love your aha moments. Like I love the fact that you said like you stopped looking at them as just 400 boxes, because I think we like cap people out before they cap themselves out. It's like we prejudge somebody, and I've done that so many times and people have surprised me. I mean, you prejudge people before they get into the business, but then you also prejudge them when they're in the business of what they're capable of. And so I think it's just very important that you guys recognize that like if you're not looking at every single person that you enroll, that they could be your next millionaire, that they could be your next diamond, then you're doing yourself and them a disservice, because you're not seeing what potential they have. And a lot of times you guys, when you invite somebody in your business, like you're a leader. And so you just have to believe in them before they believe in themselves. Why did you follow up with them 27 times? Why did you message them in the first place? Don't message people. Don't talk to people about this business if you're not going to believe in them, because you're doing a disservice and a disgrace to the name of It Works. Like, period. And so, I have so many people that have like had bad experiences with a business or whatever because they didn't get help. They didn't get help. So don't be that person. Just have the mindset that everybody you bring into the business is going to be your next diamond. And before you know it, you're going to look up and you're going to be like, holy crap. Like I poured so much belief into them. Like, and that's what it takes, is that knowing that like they have like a cheerleader. And so I love that. That was so good. Okay. So tell us about like what you do every single day. Like just say,
so
I mean, more so like tell us when you were like in school and doing that like craziness and how you kind of manage your time. And then we'll get into like how you manage your time when it's almost like you have so much that you don't know where it goes.
Yeah. So I was going to open with that and just say, like, I think it's crazy how much my schedule and like my life and everything has changed. And that just shows you how conforming this business is to everything that you do. When I joined, I was in high school. Our school blocked our Wi-Fi, so I couldn't be on social media from 10 a.m. when I got to school to 4:30 p.m. when school was out. So I don't know how I went diamond in 5 months, but I did somehow. So it's possible because I couldn't be on my phone all day. I couldn't text people back. I couldn't get on Instagram. I couldn't reply to messages, nothing. So I had first and second period off. So I just made, that time in the morning. I'm not a morning person whatsoever. But, I get ready in about 5 minutes, which is lucky for me because I could spend all that morning working. So I would be super intentional with my time. I'd follow, get out my messages, make my first post, all of that kind of stuff, and get all of that done. And I was super intentional with it because I knew that I was on a time crunch. So then I would go to school, not be on my phone all day. And not only after school, like right when I got out, I would be walking to cheer practice, trying to respond to as many messages as I could. Because in our high school, we cheered for every sport. So there was no off season. There was no nothing. I had cheer practice every single day after school, other than like Christmas break and stuff. So it was from 4:30 to 6:30 every day. So in between that, and like I would hurry and get changed in my clothes so that I could go sit in the gym and be messaging back. So that was like pretty much the morning in between 4:30 and 4:35 that I could walk to go change on. And then after I got out, I went straight from cheer practice, drove 30 minutes to work, and stayed till work until midnight. So where I did all of that, I don't know, but it was in the 5 seconds that I'd be sitting at a stoplight or sitting at a stop sign or going on a break for like, we had breaks for like 10 minutes. I would go take a break in the break room, and instead of going to eat, I would work. It's like, how bad do you want it? Like, it was literally just in those moments that I like in our bathroom at work, you'd walk in and they'd turn, and then the bathroom is like the window and like the mirror were kind of tucked in a hole. I would sit on the counter and people would come in and I'd fly off the counter. Like I would go sit and like, oh, stomach hurts today, like just so I could get out some messages. I bet people thought I had like irritable bowel syndrome because I lived in the bathroom when I was at work. So I would hide in the drink closet, hide in the linen closet. I worked at a resort, and I did everything that I possibly could to get that work out there. So then after that, I went to college. And I had this whole stigma that I was not going to have any time when I went to college because everyone's like, you're a busy college student. So I had this whole month of like telling Courtney, like, oh my God, what if I can't do this? What if my business fails? And it did, but not for that reason. A bunch of stuff happened at one time, and I used it as excuses instead of using it to fire me up. But I got to school, and it was just a shift. I had to get comfortable with it. It happens, you go into a change and you kind of have to get used to it. I had to figure out how to message while I was walking, message while waiting for the professor, message during study breaks, message early in the morning before class on the days I had 8 a.m.s and on the days I didn't. I woke up anyways. Like, it's just a matter of where you can fit it in, and just understanding that you're not ever power hours when you're busy and when you're a student or when you're working full time are not a thing. It's power 5 minutes, power 15 minutes, power 2 seconds. It's literally just, and I love that too, because my dad tells me that all the time. People always ask me, and I'll send a voice message, and he's like, I love that this business, like, you literally do it every 5 minutes, or replying to a text, or doing this, and like, that's so easy. So, I did that, and it was just such intentional time. It was never, oh, I have this much time, I'm going to do this. And then on the weekends, I would just hit it super hard, and that's when I would get like the majority of my work done. Well, then in August, I transferred schools and was going to go to a different school. And on the second day of school, I decided, after like crying for months and months, that I wanted to stop school. Not telling you to do this, but just for me, felt like I was wasting time going to school, trying to figure out what I wanted to do when I could be intentional with this. And I'm an all or nothing kind of girl, and I couldn't be all or nothing with both of them. I was giving 50 to one and 50 to the other. So I quit school, went triple, went presidential. And so this is what I'm doing. And it doesn't mean I can't go back to school, but right now, when I quit school, it was kind of like a holy crap. Like, this is not as easy as I thought it would be. I had like a bunch of just wasted time. I was literally like, oh my gosh, I'll just message this person later, and I'll just take this picture later. And soon enough, it was midnight and I hadn't done anything. It was probably like that for like 2 months, and I could not get my gears back. I was like, what is going on? Like, I should have all the time in the world. I should be mass enrolling, and I'm not enrolling anything. So it was a really big like eye opener when any of y'all that you're busy on here, and I know that you're probably like, oh my God, I'm so tired, I could just pass out, and I'm so busy and I'm so stressed. Take it in, because you're getting such intentional work done, because you have 5 minutes here and you have 5 minutes here, and you have to get it done if you want to be successful. And so if you are maybe full time with this or whatever, you kind of have to make a schedule. So I had to literally write out a schedule until I could make it habit and do it every day. Now, I'm really intentional with my time, and I have certain parts of the day that I work, and then obviously I reply out throughout the day. But so just take what you do and understand that Kelsey's life is different, and Caroline's life is different, and Chloe's life is different, and none of you are going to work the business the same, but you're all getting the same amount of work done because you're all being intentional with whatever time that you have.
Yep, it's so true, and it's so good. And I feel like, I struggled too. Even that's with anything, you guys. It's not just with this business. I remember I was a college athlete, and I had a 4.0 Intel. So I played field hockey, and it was in the fall. And then in the spring, so I was done my senior year, right? That was the only time I didn't get an A. I had more time. And I didn't know, you guys, that's the same thing. So like when you say like you're busy, like you have so many more chances for amazing interactions that way. And you can relate to people. Some people say, oh, well, like you can be successful. Like at some point we had to be successful when we were busy too. And that hasn't changed. Like I worked this business full time for 9 months with a baby and pregnant. Okay. And it was a crapshoot. Like it was like just craziness. But like, I remember like voice messaging and like farts when I was changing a diaper and being like, oh, sorry. Like, yep, that was my son. We just farted on the voice message. It's fine. But that's like what makes you relatable and real. And it's totally fine. Like when you're walking to class to send a voice message or do whatever. Okay. So somebody said, I stopped college too, and I've always felt like I am worthless for it. So this is so something that I need. I don't know did you struggle with that at all? Like just feeling like, I don't know if this was the right thing.
Yeah. At first, when I first moved into college, my boyfriend broke up with me, the one that I'm still with. We went through an issue. And I'm the worst with change ever. Like, ever. And moving home, like away from my home, away from school.
You gotta say you have to say I used to be bad with change. If you want to.
Yeah, now I'm a champ at it because you kind of have to be. But then I was like, yikes, I'm not in my own house, in my own routine, driving down the same road, seeing the same people. So it was a huge change for me. And I was like, Courtney, like, I don't think I can do this anymore. Like, I know now, like, I relate to those people that told me they can't do this business in college. But it was like a mind thing. Like I was telling myself I couldn't do it over and over because it was different. It wasn't hard. It wasn't anything that I couldn't do or that I wasn't capable of doing. It was just not what I was used to. So I was telling myself over and over and over, oh, I can't do this. I'm too busy. Oh my gosh, people don't want this because they're all broke. Oh my gosh, I'm broke. Like it's just all this stuff. But it was,
you guys, there's something that's called the self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay. It's like a real thing. And if you tell yourself that like, oh, I'm too busy, you'll be too busy. Like it's literally like you're manifesting it for it to happen. Another thing I read today, which was so interesting. I read it. It's this book that I'm reading. It's called Millionaire Mindset, not Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. There's another one called Millionaire Mindset. And it said that the brain doesn't understand like the negative that you say. So like if you say like, I am not going to smoke, it just hears, I am going to smoke. If you say I am smoke free or I am healthy, that is what the brain hears. So always do like a positive affirmation about yourself instead of saying like, I am not going to be busy today. The brain hears like, I am going to be busy today. So like, it doesn't hear negatives. And I was like, oh my gosh. Cause like, then you're thinking about it not happening, but you're really thinking about it happening. Right? Like it's so crazy how that works. But if you see yourself as like, instead of saying like, I will not gain weight, if you say like, I'm going to be healthy, like it hears that so much more and so much better. So that was just the tip that I heard today that I was like, oh my gosh, that's so good. But it goes along with like the self-fulfilling prophecy of you saying like, I'm going to do this. And like, I even correct my kids on this. Like my daughter, she's like, I can't buckle my seatbelt. I'm like, take a breath and try again. You're not quitting. So like, I'm like a Nazi. When somebody was listening to Eric Thomas on the way home from soccer today, and they were like, this guy is scary. He's screaming at us. But I think it's just like one of those things where you guys just have to get your mind right. Like if you say like, I'm not going to maintain or I'm not going to lose rank, you're going to lose rank because you should be looking at double diamond instead of looking at diamond. Right? So it's the same concept, which is just so crazy. Okay. I had to share that. Okay. I don't even know where you were that I interrupted you. Oh, college and change. Okay.
Yeah. But I think, I made that whole change and I was like, you know what, like I can do this. Like I can. And I started enrolling and trying to do those Zooms that no one was showing up for. I kept doing them. And because, I stopped doing those Zooms. I made a post about this in the Lifers page the other day. And I was like, I stopped doing Zooms because only 2 people showed up. But now those 2 people are diamond. And imagine if I would have kept showing up for them, I wouldn't have lost rank for that long. I would have had leaders and it just they weren't on my chart in the places that I needed them to be. And I was looking past them because they were just 400 boxes. Like back to what I said, it all goes full circle. They were not those diamonds in that box. And when I went double, they were. So definitely understand that like your schedule is going to be different than the person next to you. You're going to have to be willing to go through change and to figure out what works for you and, not quit or give up because it's different. I was literally telling myself I couldn't do it because it's not what I was used to. But now it's like if I send out a message and it doesn't work for a week, I change it. If I do trainings and at this time and not a lot of people show up, I change it. Like it's just simple things all the time in your business that you're going to have to be willing to change. And I always say you're going to have to be willing to be uncomfortable in order to become comfortable. But you never want to become comfortable, but not great to be uncomfortable all the time. You're muted, sister.
Sorry. I like my, okay, never mind. Okay. Somebody said, what tips can you get for signing distributors when you're somewhat new and haven't had a ton of success?
So what I always say, especially if you're new, is we all started at the bottom too. So like you're not alone in thinking like, oh my gosh, how do I enroll distributors? Nobody's going to want to join me because I don't have a story to tell or I'm not making any money. People like, I want to say this because I used to always think this too. People don't come to me and be like, oh my God, I'm going to join her because she has a brand new car and she makes $20,000 a month. No, that's not realistic. People don't care about that. They're like, wow, that's cool. That's like unicorn stuff. I can't do that. It's not relatable. They want to see you putting gas in your tank, buying groceries, putting money towards your phone bill. That is what they want to see. And that's how you're going to get people to join. If I need a quick distributor to fill a chart or something to help me get charted for something, and I know it's going out there and sharing little parts of my life that everyday people relate to. I don't want to go out there and try to find a distributor and say, look at my $20,000 paycheck. They don't care. They think that's cool. They don't think that's like, they think it's like inspiring. They don't think like, wow, I need to do that because I'm going to make $20,000 a month because that's not realistic. So what I want you to know if you're new, just share, I literally, you guys, I shared $10,000 go bonus for going diamond so much on every single post, made videos about it, went live about it, put it everywhere, shared it everywhere, that when I went diamond, I almost didn't even feel that incredible when I did it because I felt like I was already diamond and everyone else thought the same. I'm going diamond to earn $10,000 bonus. Like, I'm so excited, and this and that, and this and that. And at the end of every post, it was like, diamond bound, $10,000 bonus earner coming soon, like all this stuff. And people were joining me left and right because they're like, oh my God, this girl's going to earn a $10,000 bonus. I didn't earn that bonus. I missed it. But I still went diamond. I still earned a bonus. It was half of that. But I still, got up and showed people I was going to do it. And they joined me because they saw the promise. It wasn't that they had to see it fulfilled. It wasn't that they had to know that that's what I was. It was that I was putting my goals out there every single day, and they were inspired by that. And they wanted that just as much as I did. So share your story and share your potential.
Yeah, it's called a vision. And I think too, like just sharing like the struggle too. Like I always say, like people can't connect to all of your strengths, but they'll oftentimes connect to your weaknesses. And so by you telling them like, hey, I struggle to put gas in my car, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I struggle putting gas in my car, or I struggle to buy a formula for my baby, or whatever the case might be. But it's just so important that you're sharing like why you joined this business. It doesn't mean like they don't join to make you money. So they don't care how much money you make. They care how much money they're going to make and how much money you can help them make. And so that's so good. Okay. Best tips for signing LCs.
Getting it out there, you guys. A lot of the issue is like today, I enrolled 7 customers this morning. Haven't done that in a hot minute, but it felt so good because it's all in your consistency. Like this morning, I shared, actually on Facebook, I shared a results, just a little text message, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is flying off the shelves. And then I posted right after that I helped Brittany, Casey, Kaylee, Zoe, and Sarah get started on the thermophyte. And I have like 4 pre-order spots left. People messaged me freaking out that they were going to miss out on the pre-order. And the same thing on my Instagram. I shared a screenshot of the customer that I enrolled. I made a little thermophyte pre-order picture with 1 through 10 spots and was like, hey, Rebecca filled this spot. Like I have 8 spots left. I had girls like left and right, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to miss out on this. So it's literally just sharing them every day, getting your own dang personal results for the love of Jesus. Get your own results. Use the dang products. I don't care if it makes you broke. Order them because it's going to make you rich. When I went double diamond, I swear to you, if I wouldn't have got my own coffee and greens results and discovered Host to Post, I would not have gone double because I was sharing my results everywhere. Like I had people messaging me and they're like, hey, my Facebook is plastered with your before and after. I'm like, great, it's working. I love it. Awesome. Like I had my before and afters everywhere. So find something that you love, whether it's the skincare, which the skincare was all that I could afford when I got started. $25 Preventage. That was it. I've sold so much Preventage when I got started because I was like, look at this. I bought a product and it was $25 because it's all I could afford. But that's fine because I sold the crap out of Preventage and I still do. So find that product, find your niche, get results, share the crap out of them. And I forgot what I was saying before that, but get your own dang results.
We were talking about customers. So like with customers, okay, what's your system for keeping track of your customers?
So before I got this nifty iPad, I had a binder and it had target dollar section dividers in it. And I put my goals on the front of it. And the very front tab was my potential loyal customers. Second was potential distributors. Third was steps to success. If you don't do that every single month, girl, do it. Go in your document library, print out steps to success. That motivates the crap out of me because I number on the back of it every single month on how many customers I'm going to enroll. And the empty blanks motivate me because I'm like, oh, I got to fill those. That's money. So I'm so red.
So how many, like, what was your goal for this month?
45.
Customers, and how many distributors?
15.
And how much have you done?
I just hit 40 customers a second ago.
And how many distributors?
I'm at 9. So that's my goal.
So you have some blanks.
Yeah, I have some blanks going. It's stressing me out because I just had a girl tell me no, so I need to go find some more. So I've done that every single month. And, if I don't fill it or if I fill it up to it, I multiply it by 2. Like if I have 30 and I fill 30 that easy, I'm like, okay, like if I've done 30, why not do 60? And it was one of my double diamonds that said that. She was like, I've enrolled 50. Why not 50 more? Like, why does 100 scare you, but 50 doesn't? Or why does 15 scare you, but 5 doesn't? Like, always just be willing to, go, go, go. Now, Rachel, I just forgot her last name. Oh my gosh.
Jones?
Yes. She made a post the other day and she made a list of all the customers that she's enrolled, the customers she made, or the customers she enrolled, the paycheck that she made, and every single month she tries to beat it. And that's so motivating, depending on however you're motivated. But I'm motivated by that. So get the word out there, post those good quality stories, don't post spammy stuff. Try to take as many pictures with the products, with yourself, get your own results, always post screenshots of customers that you're enrolling so that it shows people that, these people do want the products and they are enrolling and spots are filling up, and using time sensitive stuff, and just follow up, freaking follow up. If you're not following up, you are missing out on so many customers, because those 40 customers I've enrolled, probably 39 of them were follow-ups, because people have to think about it and they have to watch and they have to say, well, let me think about it. They're not thinking about it. You have to go back and message them because they forgot about you. Don't forget about them. So write their names down. I always write my potentials down, always. And then I go through on Follow Up Friday, use Connect. If you're not using Connect, you need to use Connect because they're about to announce stuff using Connect. So you need to know how to use it. And I just go through, follow up with all my 350,000 potentials in about 5 minutes and sold the deal.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so you sign, like, if you're signing 45 customers, like, how do you take care of all of them? You started on your nifty iPad.
Yeah, so I use Connect as well. I've been using that. Before, I just went through and literally messaged them. I went through my list, like how I write my customers. I went through each one because that's how I keep track with them. So that also helps with steps to success. If you send thank you cards, I do that as well. And when I send those thank you cards, it kind of reminds them to check back with me, or like say, hey, I remember, this product, because it is kind of hard to keep up. But I'm always, checking in and saying like, hey, like, I don't know if you saw this. And plus with Connect, with every new product coming out, I'm always texting them about stuff or saying like, hey, like, how are you liking your products? I want to make sure you're using them. Like, this is how you use it. And also another thing that helps a lot, as soon as I get someone signed up, I have a message that I send through text replacement. It's like, hey, thank you so much. I wouldn't be anywhere without you. When you get these products in the mail, please send me a text. And so when they get the product in the mail, they remember you, like, always. So they always text me and I'm like, hey, and I send a voice message. I'm like, this is how you use it. Be sure to take a before and after picture. So if I do, all else fails, forget to text them the whole time during their 90-day challenge, they took a before picture and they know how to get to me because they know that I told them to reach out to me.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Okay, so
and it puts the ball in their court, so I don't have to remember.
yeah, I always do that too. I'm like, please make sure you message me and FaceTime me when you get the products, and I'll go over exactly how to use them. But I always keep something, like, I don't necessarily tell them exactly how to use it before, because then they have a reason to message me. Because if they don't have, like, you have the carrot that they want of how to use this and how to maximize your results. And I always tell people, it's not that I don't want to tell you now, it's just you'll forget, because I would forget. If I told you now you don't get the products for, 5 days, I'm going to forget, because a lot of crap happens in 5 days. Okay, just search the team page for Connect and all that stuff will pop up. All the stuff on the team page will pop up for the Connect app. Okay, so so now, like, this year has been insane for you, which has been, like, so awesome. What do you feel like your next move, like your next goals are, besides ambassador, obviously?
Yeah, ambassador is like, I don't feel like it's like a goal that I can achieve. And I've just really been focusing on that. It's not something, you can go ruby and emerald and diamond and double on your own. You cannot go ambassador on your own. And so I've just been really focusing on, layered leadership and making sure everyone has a goal. And I've really put emphasis on goals, recently, because I've found, even, being presidential, it's so hard to dream bigger. When you always, even as diamond, I was so content with a $2,000 paycheck because I couldn't dream bigger than that. I couldn't believe more than $2,000 for my phone. What are you talking about? So it's really hard to dream bigger. And so I always find, putting those numbers on the back of my steps to success, and, always putting little goals like that and incentives for myself to keep me motivated and keep me going towards things. Because it is hard. And we're not unicorns. We're not people that just never get discouraged. It's really easy to do that. So you always have to be dreaming bigger and finding things that motivate you and changing your why. Your why is not always going to be the same. And so now, I just really focus on my team. So you can see on the months that on my steps to success, when I have girls promoting to higher ranks, even when I'm not promoting, my enrollments are so high because I'm pushing with them. And that always motivates me so much, because if you think about it, every promotion, if you're going for double and maybe double's not ready yet, if you promote that ruby and that other ruby, and maybe you push that emerald to that promoting, it's so much easier for you to promote because you're focusing on those little legs and making little baby steps rather than trying to make one huge step and missing it all together. So that always motivates me to just promote the executive and promote the ruby and promote the emerald. And if I can, just push the diamond to happen And so that's always like really motivating my own enrollments. And then when I'm enrolling and posting in our boom chats and being excited, my team follows the lead. The moment I stop putting those goals out there and stop enrolling, my team follows. So always be putting those goals out there for everyone so that they know what to be working towards.
Yep. What are your goals this year personally? Like what's on your dream board?
So I put that I wanted to, help my parents more. I've been able to help my dad out a lot with this business, and it's so insane because when I joined, he gave me the money. I want to help, I put on there that I want to help 5 people go VIP this year. And I feel like that's so crazy to think, like, I never even imagined myself VIP, and here I am trying to help 5 people go VIP. Hello. I want to, now that I put top 150 on there, now I'm top 100. So now I'm just going to shoot for top 20 because why the heck not? Like,
right.
Why not? That's like, I feel like once you start achieving things in this business, you're like, okay, I'm just going to be a billionaire by 25. Why not? Like, you just feel so invincible. And I love having the power to do that. Because, I mean, what corporate America job would you sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to make $1 million a month? Come at me. Try me. You can't. Right. This business literally gives you the key to dream, and I love it. So, I want 5 people in VIP. I want to break $350,000 in income because why not? I want to make a $65,000 paycheck. And it's crazy, and I talk about this all the time. I made my dream board a year ago. I was sitting in my dad's car in the front seat, making and maintaining executive as a diamond, literally not having any clue how to dream. And Jade asked us to make our dream boards. And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't even know what the hell I'm going to put on this. I put like presidential by November, adopt a child for Christmas, be in top 150, buy Louis Vuitton, make a $25,000 paycheck. And I put all this on there and I was laughing. I was like, LOL, haha, I'm going to post this. Here you go. Look at this. It's great. I achieved every single thing on that dream board. And if not by the time I put on there, earlier. I said presidential by November. I went presidential in October. I said make a $25,000 paycheck. I did. I put on there to be in top 150. I was in top 100. I adopted a child. I adopted 2 kids for Christmas. It's just a matter of like the fact that I never believed any of that stuff. I laughed when I wrote it. I was making $400 as a tiny executive with like 3 people working on my team. I just believed in myself and I pushed and I saw those goals. And once I started seeing things start being achieved, now I'm dreaming bigger than I ever could have thought. So your dreams are not stupid. And
so
if you make a dream that you think is ridiculous, it's not.
Yeah, I love that so much. So when you were executive, you pulled out a double diamond chart.
Well, because I was diamond maintaining executive, I didn't try to get a ruby chart out or an emerald chart. I got double out.
Right. I freaking love that because I think so many times, like, you're right. Like we hit that freaking ceiling and we're like, okay, like I'm just going to re-maintain diamond. Like it's not exciting. Mm-mm. Like you're not achieving anything by re-maintaining. Like it's very hard to do that. Like it's so hard to like get excited to re-maintain. And so anybody who's not,
it shoots your passion down so fast.
Yeah. And so because like you said, like by going double, you're really going to maintain diamond. Mm-hmm. But you have a new goal that you've never hit before and it's fresh and it's new and it forces you to think bigger than what you've already achieved. I freaking love that. It's so good.
That was the month that I discovered upselling when I went double diamond, was because I obviously making that jump from executive maintaining diamond to going double the next month. It was huge. So I was literally just doing anything that I could do, learning how to upsell, getting out of my comfort. I mean, upselling scared the crap out of me because I was like, what if I lose the whole sale altogether? The worst thing they're going to do is say no. So I was just upselling and I was leading and I was doing Zooms like crazy and I was getting on work Zooms every day, all day, even if one person showed up. And it was just a matter of like literally doing the most at all times.
Yeah. So when you were going double diamond, I feel like there's this point, like around, I always say it happens between like the 10th and like the 16th of the month where you're like, I'm not halfway to my goal.
Yeah.
And it's halfway through the month. Like, how in the heck is this going to happen? What do you do like when those doubts start creeping in?
It's inevitable and it's going to happen. And I swear every single time that I promoted, it felt like the devil was out to get me. Like things would happen with my family. Someone would pass away. Someone would get in a car accident. Someone would be in the hospital. 400 boxes would cancel. Someone on my team, something dramatic would happen with them. And it's just like, seriously, come at me, give me something else. Why not? And just, it's so, I swear to you, it's going to happen when you're promoting something. I'm not saying everything bad is going to happen, but it just feels like everything breaks at once. Like when I was going triple and presidential, I had 2 400 boxes cancel within the last week. And instead of, and I tell this to my team too. I'm like, you can either throw a tantrum and cry about it, or you can put your pants on and get it done. And literally I was like, okay. So every time, I looked at my volume, I remember triple significantly because it's the hardest promotion I've ever done. And I got it. I was, started at 25,000, and every day I broke it down by each day divided by how many days I had left. And I broke it down by that. And every day that it wouldn't go all the way up to the number, I would add it to the number below. And I'm like, wow, this number is getting to be like 4,000 a day. Okay, well, and I would just keep going and keep enrolling. I'm like, the only way it's going to go down is if I keep enrolling. And then a 400 bucks would cancel. And I'm like, oh dear God, add 400. Oh my gosh, I could just be so frantic. And all orders, I got it down to being like literally 1,300 away on the 25th. And I was like, oh wow, like I am good. Like we are so good. All orders ran and it went up to 7,000. And I was like, okay, because I had girls maintaining that were not just promoting, it was maintaining, and it literally went up to 7,000. And I was like, oh, okay. And I called Courtney. I was bawling, and I was like, I just had it down. I got it all the way down to 1. Are you joking? And then those 2 400 boxes canceled on that same day, and I was like, throw another one. I'm ready for this. Like I was just waiting for it, something else to happen, and I just did it. I got all my leaders, and I was like, hey, we have worked too hard to let this not happen. We have hustled way too hard to give up on this now. And we all divided by how much volume we needed. We got it divided by those girls that were working, got us all on a Zoom and didn't sleep. And we pulled it all in. And I'm pretty sure we promoted like a day and a half before the end of the month. So it was insane. It was like so much momentum. Like I remember too, and I kept thinking, Jordan Mullenix, I don't know if you'll know her, she's a triple. She pulled in 13,000 group volume with her team on the last day of the month. So anytime you feel defeat, like Ashley Mayfield, 25,000 on the 25th to go presidential. So anytime you feel defeated, there has probably been a way wackier number pulled in than something you could even imagine happening. Like stuff, when it's meant to happen, God does some crazy things. So if you feel like you can't do it, or maybe right now you're like, oh, I'm still 4,000 away, so it'll happen next month. No, ma'am, it'll happen this month, and you will work until the very last second, 11:59 on the last day, and whether you pull it off or not, you got that much closer. So.
Yep. And I just think it's like you said, you've come too far to just come this far. Like, and it doesn't make sense. Like, why the hell would you really not go for it? Because the worst that can happen is you're just going to be that much closer the next month. Like that's the absolute worst thing that can happen, but you're setting yourself up for success. And I will tell you that a lot of times, and I always say, like, if the devil isn't busy, you don't matter to him. And that's scarier. That's scarier, because if you know the devil is busy, like you are doing something right. Like all the months when I was like, this is like really going smooth, like it never ended up happening because I got comfortable. Because I got comfortable. And the month that I was just like, okay, this is happening, it was like, we were moving, we sold our house, like all of this just like stuff was happening. And a lot of times, like, it's just, you don't know, but if it wouldn't have happened then, I don't know if it could have happened the next month, because guess what? Crap kept happening. And so if you don't do it now, when's the next time you're going to do it? Because you really don't know what can happen next month, or what, and that is the most incredible part of the momentum, is that everybody needs to see you promote, because it's not just about your promotion. It's about them seeing you do it, them knowing that if you can do it, that anybody can do it, that anybody on your team can do it. Like the only reason I have thought about ambassador is because I saw Erin go ambassador. When I joined, Erin was a double diamond. Like, so I saw her go. And like, you guys, like, it doesn't get easier when you're at this rank, but you get better.
Yeah. And it only becomes more worth it because more people promote. And I've always said, like, it's either A, promote, plan B, or plan A, promote, plan B, die. Like, I promote or I die. That is the only way. Oh, the whole throughout the month, I'm like, okay, Sheyenne, you're going to be that much farther away if you don't promote this month. It's not happening next month because you're going to be like double the amount of weight. Like, and that just fired me up because I was like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm so tired. I do not want to do this for another 30 days. Like, every time I've done that. So, it doesn't matter if you're super, super far away. crazy things happen when you put your heads together with people that are working and just do it. I mean, I was 7,000 away from, I was 25,000 away from triple in the very beginning of the month. Hello, that's so much. In presidential, I was 25,000 away from going pres. So, you know, I saw one girl just post in the chat, she's 7,000 from triple. Do it. Like, do it. Just go do it. You know, don't even just look at that number and roll countdown, and you may get it down to 4,000 on the last day. 4,000 can be enrolled on the last day. I've seen it done. So just decide and just do it.
Yep. And there's literally no better time to do it than now, because, you know, it's just going to keep going. And by you going triple, Meg, it's like ambassador this year. Like, so if you just wait and you just go triple next month, then it's like, okay, then pres, and then no, you got to do it, because then the momentum and the ball starts going. And 400 Club is freaking amazing. So congrats on that. Yeah, and just celebrate the small things too. Like, I still get hyped when I sign customers, y'all. Like,
every time.
I'll do like this victory dance. Like,
yeah, and even if you don't promote, your team has watched you hustle. They've watched you not quit. They watched you not give up until the clock striked midnight. They watched you, you know, persevere and push through everything. And that's, I mean, we're always on work Zoom as a team, like always, all day long, someone's on it. And we'll hop on and we'll talk about stuff, and you know who's promoting and you know who's hustling, and your team sees that. So definitely, you know, always be showing up, because you're not just showing up for yourself, you're showing up for them.
And I will tell you, so I promoted in September, and a year before that, in September, I had put in the Lifers chat, or Lifers page, which is a triples and above page, I had put freaking I'm going pres a year prior to me actually going pres. And what happened though is that it takes time, and you don't lose anything by putting stuff out there. You don't lose it. But what happens is your belief rises, and God fixes something in you, because it's that there's a reason that you haven't promoted yet, and it has something to do with you. The system isn't broken. I know that the reason I'm not ambassador yet has something to do with me. And so I'm just trying to get better, because I want to be able to handle what comes with ambassador. And if I would have promoted to ambassador when I thought I was ready to promote to ambassador, I'm going to tell you that I would have had horrible leadership, that I wouldn't have been able to be as humble. I would feel like I'm just somebody who I deserve all the credit. Like, there's so much that happens on your heart that you just have to realize that what is happening now is that you pray for the situation to change, but really something is trying to change you. The situation has to change you before the situation can change. And so it's really an internal thing.
I
and
wish you had a mic to drop.
But I really think that that's what happened with you, Sheyenne. It's like that triple was such a big barrier for you to break through, that once you broke through that, you were like, I can break through that. Like, I can break through anything. And you realize, like you said, you couldn't do it on your own, and that you had to pull in your team. And once you kind of break through that barrier, whatever it is, like, what happens on the other side of it is so worth everything. It's so worth everything. So I want to just thank you so much for being on here. I love you so much, and I can't wait to connect with you more at conference. And it's just going to be so fun. So I have no idea what they're going to announce, but y'all, if you cannot get there, start saving right now for next year. And literally just make it happen. They'll probably announce some different events at conference this year for what's coming in the future. So get ready for that, and just know that this is just the beginning. We are just freaking getting started, and that is the most exciting part. And congrats.
Remember, you could be making $5,000 in 2 months.
100%.
Go do it.
You can triple your income by March or May. For sure. Whatever. Triple it. Anastasia, congrats on just going Ruby. That's so exciting. I love you guys. I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait to squeeze you guys at conference if you're coming. Bye.